A message to the elders out there, right? With all due respect, you got to understand something, right? Because I've spoken on this before. There is a disconnect between the elders and the youth. It definitely is. But one of the things I want to really mention right now is on the side of the elders. Look, I'm 42, so I'm a millennium Gen X. I'm a baby on the borderline. I'm a borderline baby, right? So thing about it, so I could understand the quality of the elders' wisdom, of course, but I also understand the frustration to a degree of the youth, and and the connection with the elders, right? Like something I went through with my grandmother, actually. May God rest her soul, right? I love my grandmother. I love my grandma. Okay, I'm talking about utmost respect. But it was something, that we had a conversation about years ago. She used to call me Blackie, believe it or not. You know me black with my hair, right? But she called me Blackie, right? And when I came into more science and Islam, I came in and brought it to her, like, man, check this out, grandma. She grew up Catholic and all that, so I brought this information to her, and she like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew it was something real, because my grandma wasn't no fool. So for her to accept it, like this information, like, wow, this is something I didn't know about. So point being, my grandma taught us we was black. But after getting certain information and finding out, like, dang, like, it's more to this, right? She accepted it, right? And we moved forward. So the point I'm saying is this: my grandma lied to me, but she didn't know no better. She was giving me what she was taught, and it was out of love, though. You know what I'm saying? So once we got better information, you know better, you do better. So once the other information was introduced and it was real, it was valid, it was like, cool, she supported that. A lot of the problems is with some of you elders, you don't want to be corrected. You don't want the youth to come and tell you wrong about something, or maybe what you did worked for you, but that don't work for us right now. It's like you get offended by that. It doesn't make sense. I ain't get it like that, so I ain't gonna give it like that. Well, that was your time. There's no point recreating the wheel. Why make it hard on yourself, right? It's like a mentality of, well, I can go to the store and buy some wheels, but I'm gonna go make my own. I ain't gonna drive until I make my own wheels. God bless the child have his own. And because I go to the store and buy wheels, and I didn't went across the country 8 times, like, you mad about that or something, or like, you want to damn near wish failure on me because I'm choosing to do something a different way, outside of what you were taught, outside of what worked for you. Even with racism, man, a lot of our people talk about racism all the damn time without accepting the fact that the youth of today don't care about that overall. They got babies by different nationalities of women. They chasing those nationalities of women, chasing us. A lot of them have loyalty with these different nationalities more than their own sometimes. Our elders may have taught us, about race pride, or like, I know I was taught my house, don't bring her home if she can't use your comb and all that. But these youth of today, they more about human race as opposed to their particular race. They have more of a human, like, overall universal concept when it comes to certain things. And like, we want to push them to have this old type of concept of thinking when it's a new era of time. It don't work the same way. But because it's not what the elders was used to, accustomed to, or what they may have envisioned, now they want to, like, they have this disdain or this, like, conflict with the youth in some type of way because you're not doing it the way they want you to do it, or the way they think you should do it. When in all actuality, man, it's a different era of time. A lot of you elders have done things and do things that don't warrant a certain respect that you want, that you asking for respect and your flowers when they're undeserving in some categories, right? A lot of these youth don't need you. A lot of them doing their own thing. They didn't inherit nothing from you. They got problems from you. They got debt from you. They got fucked up ways of thinking from you. So now they like, dude, I'm straight. I don't need you. I done already accomplished certain things. I've already established certain type of income. I've already got my name moving in certain ways. I built the brand up. They don't need you. And it's like, you want them to need you, And hey, man, once again, I've said this before as well. It's like this, like having a relay race, man. And We already ahead of y'all. You know, that's the whole thing. Like, the experience matters, of course. But if you look at a relay race, you know, the person you running up to pass that baton to is ahead of you. So it's like y'all getting up to pass the baton and don't want to pass it. You know, you mad you got to pass the baton. You know, I ain't do everything I should have did with the baton type of thing. You know, I don't know, man, but you got to pass that baton, man. Like, it's inevitable. You know, the youth are moving straight ahead. They moving fast, man. And it's like the elders have to keep up. Yes, it's much wisdom to be learned, but at the same time, it's a disconnect because a lot of times, from my experience, the elders have this like just very strange way of thinking, man. It's almost like, if you don't do it my way, I want you to fail. You know, if you don't do it how I think you should do it, then it ain't gonna work. And that's not true. These shows are showing us more and more day by day. They don't need your old ass way of thinking. They don't need your resources. They don't need none of that shit. The world is different, you know? So, hey, man, I just felt compelled to share that with you all, man, because, you know, we run into a lot of elders these days that are the type that'll throw a rock and hide their hand. They the ones cause a lot of issues that we have and deal with today. They trigger a lot of the things the outcomes of certain things, but then act like what I do. These children are crazy. These children don't listen to nobody. But they won't like accept the fact that, man, Joe, you played a part in that. You know, and because you disregarded them, and now since they decide to disregard you like ferociously, it's like, you know, you feel like a victim all of a sudden. You ain't no victim. You know what I'm saying? You created the circumstance for yourself. You better support these children and move accordingly, or lose out.